The teasers dropped. The fandom went silent. A pink miniature house, a vintage dress, and a town surrounded by giant eerie eyes. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. The message is clear. Human greed has made them grow so heavy.
Oh, chills. Literally chills.
Right. It is so dramatic.
Yeah.
So welcome to the deep dive, where today we are taking on a massive mission for StarScope K-Report.
Yes. Join us as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
We really do. And today, our mission for this deep dive is unpacking the absolute headline that is just dominating timelines across the globe right now.
Yeah.
Jennie reveals the truth, the dark secret behind Fallen Angel.
Oh my gosh, my timeline is just nothing but this right now.
I know, it's everywhere. And we've got a massive stack of sources today. Like, we're talking official agency statements, detailed financial filings, which are, a bit dry but super important, and a whole web of really intense fan theories.
The fan theories are wild this time around.
They really are. And we are trying to figure out what is actually going on behind the scenes after her, 1.5-year solo hiatus?
Yeah, about 18 months.
Yeah. So I have to admit, I watched the teaser drop for the new EP, and it feels like a total departure from literally anything we've seen before.
Complete departure.
Yeah. So help me situate this, for the listeners who might be a bit newer. What makes this specific release so disruptive?
Okay, so what you're seeing here is just a complete subversion of standard K-pop visuals.
Okay.
Because for over a decade, we've been conditioned to expect this very specific aesthetic from the big four agencies, right?
Right, like the super polished, high-gloss stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Impeccably polished, almost untouchable perfection, flawless choreography in a perfectly lit box. But this...
Yeah, this is different.
This Fallen Angel comeback, which is dropping August 28th, by the way, it is deeply unsettling. Like, netizens are currently calling it Alice in Wonderland meets Midsommar.
Oh, wow. That's a perfect description, actually.
Right. It's so accurate. We get this 30-second cinematic teaser featuring a younger version of her, and she's trapped inside this cartoonish pink miniature house.
With the stuffed goose.
Yes, the weird stuffed goose. But then when the camera pulls back, she's standing in this warped, foggy town, and every single building is covered in massive eyeballs.
Eyes are so creepy.
So creepy, all unblinking, all staring directly at her.
And I noticed the outfits, too. It's not your standard modern pop star styling. She's in these roaring 20s vintage dresses, drenched in these heavy rain sequences, and she's like gasping for air.
Yeah.
It's incredibly dramatic. And clearly it worked because it hit 200,000 views in just 3 hours.
Which is insane for just a cryptic teaser.
Yeah. But when you have imagery that heavy, the fandom is just going to tear it apart frame by frame.
So what are the prevailing theories right now? Because I know the internet is buzzing.
Oh, the Reddit threads are essentially a war room right now.
It is intense. A massive portion of the fan base is completely convinced that this entire concept is a direct commentary on her love life.
Really?
Her love life. Yeah, because, okay, they point to the fact that her very first tattoo was actually inspired by the phrase fallen angel.
Oh, wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah, which, to fans, signals this permanent, deeply personal commitment to this specific narrative, right? And then you have the track Heaven.
Oh, yes.
Which she actually debuted live at Lollapalooza earlier this month.
Right.
And the lyric that has literally everyone talking, the one that broke the internet, is kind of fucked up, but it's heaven to me.
Wow. That is, that's surprisingly raw. Like, it doesn't sound like a manufactured pop lyric at all.
It doesn't, not at all. And that's exactly why fans are latching onto it so hard. A lot of netizens are interpreting it as this confession about the impossible struggles of dating in the public eye.
Oh, like finding a private sanctuary.
Exactly. Finding a private heaven inside a reality that the outside world constantly tries to make toxic and messy. And naturally, you have the Jen Lisa shippers.
Of course. They're always active.
Always.
Heaven.
And they are absolutely convinced this imagery is a tragic, beautiful love letter directed at the group's maknae, Lisa.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they're connecting the darker vintage aesthetic to past interactions, mapping it onto the tracks.
Well, I mean, speaking of the tracks, let's just lay out the facts for a second so everyone is up to speed.
Sure.
So this is dropping August 28th, right? Released through her new label, OA Entertainment, in partnership with Columbia Records.
Yep.
And the digital EP features 3 tracks, Fallen Angel, Heaven, and Less Than a Lover.
Right, those are the digital ones.
But then the physical version adds 3 exclusive tracks, Sweet tooth, lock it down, and face.
Which is such a smart move to drive physical sales, by the way.
Oh, totally. But looking at all of that, I see how you could read it as a romantic tragedy, especially with tracks titled things like Less Than a Lover. But I kind of want to push back on the love life angle just a bit.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because when I watch that teaser, I don't see a romance. I see a thriller.
Ooh, a thriller.
Yeah, like instead of just being about romance, could this fallen angel persona actually be an analogy for the suffocating gaze of the public? Because look at the physical environment of the video. She's literally surrounded by giant eyeballs.
Right, the whole town is watching her.
Exactly. Is she telling us that being a top-tier idol feels like living in a dollhouse where you aren't viewed as a human, but as property?
Oh.
Like everyone is just constantly watching you?
Oh, wow.
And then there's that quote superimposed on the video. Human greed has made them grow so heavy.
Wow. That completely recontextualizes the fallen angel title.
Right.
Because a fallen angel historically isn't just someone who lost grace, it's someone who rebelled.
Exactly.
Someone who looked at the paradise they were in and actively chose exile over blind obedience.
Yes.
If the idol industry is the heaven she was promised, the fame, the wealth, the adoration, she's realizing it's actually a panopticon.
A cage with glass walls. Yeah. You're put in this pristine pink little box. And outside of it, you're just surrounded by observation. So the greed she mentions might not be about money at all.
Right.
It could be our insatiable appetite for content, for access to her life.
And this isn't just abstract symbolism for a music video either.
What do you mean?
That rebellion, it is exactly what she executed in reality. She didn't just sing about escaping the dollhouse. She literally bought her way out of it.
Oh, right. The new agency.
Exactly.
Which, okay, wait. That brings us to the most fascinating part of this deep dive. And that's not even the wildest part of this comeback. Because next, we're looking at the massive, multi-million-dollar gamble that made this Tim Burton-esque world possible in the first place.
It is a staggering amount of money.
It really is. But hey, if you love staying updated on your ultimate bias and the biggest chart toppers, make sure you subscribe to StarScope K-Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead, so hit that button.
Please do.
Okay, so let's get into the business side of things. Because to pull off a project as experimental and frankly weird as Fallen Angel, you need absolute creative control.
You really do.
And I saw the headlines about her launching her own label, Odd Atelier or OA Entertainment. But how is she actually surviving without the massive YG Entertainment machine backing her?
That's the million-dollar question. Or, well, multi-million.
Right, because idols leave agencies all the time, but they rarely maintain this level of solo dominance without taking a huge hit.
Yeah, what she's doing right now is almost unprecedented, especially for a female solo artist.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. When an idol leaves one of the big four agencies, they usually face an immediate, massive drop-off in visibility.
Because they lose the machinery.
Exactly. The agency is the infrastructure, they have the distribution pipelines, broadcast network relationships, the in-house producers, and frankly, they have the power to soft blacklist you if things end badly.
Oh, right. We've seen that happen so many times.
So many times. But in late 2023, she didn't just move to another conglomerate. She launched OA Entertainment as a 100% independently owned company.
And your mom is the CEO, right?
Yes. With her mother acting as CEO, it is literally a family business, but operating on a global, multi-million-dollar scale.
It's wild. Because I was looking at the recent disclosures from South Korea's Financial Supervisory Service for this deep dive, and the numbers are just staggering.
They're huge.
But I need you to help me make sense of them, because to me, they seem a bit contradictory.
Okay, lay them out.
So between 2024 and 2025, OA generated approximately $16 million in revenue.
Yep.
Which is about 23.8 billion Korean won.
Right, with a 26% revenue growth in year 2 alone.
Wow.
Jumping from 18.9 billion to 23.8 billion won.
Right. So that is massive, undeniable success. But then, deeper in the filings, there's a disclosure that she personally loaned her own company 2.86 billion won to manage operational costs. And I'm just a bit lost here. If the company is generating $16 million, why is the CEO, or, well, the founder, having to bail out her own cash flow with personal funds?
Yeah, I get why that looks confusing, but this is where we really have to look at the actual mechanisms of the K-pop industry.
Okay, break it down for me.
So revenue isn't liquid cash in the bank today. When a solo artist operates under a major agency, The company fronts all the colossal upfront costs of a comeback.
Right.
We are talking about millions of dollars before a single song drops. You have to rent out stadiums, hire top-tier choreographers, fly a massive staff out to Los Angeles to network, secure high-end fashion styling.
And shoot cinematic music videos.
Exactly, with practical sets. Like, building a giant pink house and a town full of eyeballs is not cheap.
Because you have to spend millions before you see a single cent from streaming or touring.
Bingo. OA Entertainment partnered with Columbia Records for international distribution, which is a massive win, obviously.
Huge win.
But as an independent label, OA still has to float the daily operational overhead. She spent months in LA, throwing herself out there, walking into rooms filled with new people, building a creative network from scratch.
And paying for all of it.
Yes, you have to pay staff salaries, legal fees, massive marketing budgets. So she basically took her own personal wealth and injected it into the company.
Just to keep the lights on while they wait for the revenue to clear?
Right, to ensure they didn't have to compromise on the artistic vision while waiting for those massive checks to actually hit the bank account.
Wow. It sounds to me like she basically jumped out of an airplane without a parachute.
And had to sew it herself on the way down.
Exactly. Except she somehow landed on a pile of $16 million.
Pretty much.
But man, that level of financial risk is terrifying.
It's immense.
Because when you are the product, the CEO, the creative director, and the primary investor, every single failure fell squarely on your shoulders.
100%.
If a traditional comeback flops, the agency absorbs the blow, they re-strategize, and they try again. But if Fallen Angel flops, she loses her own money.
And the industry will immediately claim she couldn't survive without her old agency holding her hand.
Which perfectly explains the darker, heavier themes of the EP we were just talking about.
Doesn't it? We celebrate artists breaking free, but we rarely talk about the crushing anxiety of independence.
So true.
Like when she headlined Lollapalooza in Chicago on August 1st, becoming the first female solo K-pop artist in history to do so, by the way.
Such a huge milestone.
It was amazing. But she wasn't just performing. She was proving to global investors and the entire Korean music industry that her standalone business model actually works.
Right, she was pitching her company on stage.
Basically, yeah. And if she achieves an all-kill on the charts with this upcoming EP, she doesn't just get a trophy.
Yeah.
She gets to keep the massive profit percentages that usually go straight into a conglomerate's pocket.
Wow. So going back to that quote from the video, human greed has made them grow so heavy. The greed isn't just the fans wanting more access. It's the industry's demand for constant, flawless, predictable profit.
Exactly.
She stepped out of a factory that was literally designed to manufacture perfection, and now she is literally carrying the financial weight of this new empire by herself.
But Eric, wait, sorry. But here is the truly terrifying part.
What?
All of that money, the total creative control, the global distribution deals, none of it could protect her from a completely new threat that has infiltrated the industry.
Oh, man.
We've been analyzing the giant, eerie eyes in the teaser as a metaphor for public scrutiny, right?
Right.
But there is a chilling, real-world parallel playing out right now that gives that imagery a horrifying double meaning.
And we are about to unpack the actual, real-world dark secret behind the human greed she mentions in the teaser. Because the truth is darker than the music video. But first, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update as we unravel the biggest mysteries in the industry.
Yes, definitely subscribe.
Okay, so you're talking about the breaking news regarding her summer Sonic Festival performance in Tokyo.
Yes. This is so messed up.
It really is. Because while fans were celebrating this massive moment, unverified, altered clips of her performance started circulating online.
It was everywhere for a minute.
Yeah, and it fueled a massive wave of deepfake fears across Korea. Like, people didn't know what was real. And OA Entertainment had to move incredibly fast.
It really did.
They issued strict, aggressive legal warnings, which eventually led to the suspension of the account that posted the primary manipulated video.
Which is good, but it's just exhausting.
It is. But I'm curious, how does something like this actually play out in the Korean legal system? Like, why is OA handling this so differently than a legacy agency might?
Well, in South Korea, likeness rights and AI copyright are still evolving battlegrounds. It's very tricky legal territory right now.
Because the tech is so new.
Right. And if you're a legacy Big Four company, a deep fake of one of your idols is treated primarily as a PR nuisance.
Oh, I see.
You have a massive legal department that issues a standardized cease and desist, and you have a roster of 50 other artists to fall back on while the lawyers handle it behind closed doors.
It's just a drop in the bucket for them.
Basically, yeah.
But when you are the agency, it's different.
Completely different. For OA Entertainment, her face, her voice, and her reputation are the sole foundational assets of the entire company.
Wow. Yeah.
So a deepfake isn't just a PR issue. It is a direct existential attack on the corporate entity itself.
It is identity theft on a multi-million-dollar scale.
Precisely.
Which explains the immediate aggressive crackdown. They couldn't just wait it out.
No, they had to squash it instantly.
But beyond the legal and financial threat, just the violation of that is profound on a human level.
Oh, the fandom emotion around this is intense, and rightly so.
I can imagine.
Stans are incredibly protective of their bias. I mean, imagine pouring your heart out to a massive crowd at Summer Sonic, delivering this history-making performance.
Sweating, working so hard.
Right. And instead of the headlines focusing on your vocal stamina or your stage presence, the conversation is hijacked by malicious actors in the dark, using algorithms to steal your literal likeness.
It's sickening. And this brings us back to the giant eyeballs in the music video.
Yes.
It's not just fans watching her anymore. The eyes represent the algorithms.
Oh, totally.
The people scraping her image to train AI models without her consent. They are literally stripping her of her humanity to feed a machine.
And what's fascinating here is the philosophical contrast between the artificial and the authentic.
How so?
Well, think about how the K-pop industry was built. It relies on a highly polished, almost artificial perfection.
Oh.
Flawless choreography, flawless skin, perfectly controlled PR answers.
The pink dollhouse from the teaser.
Exactly. That is exactly what the dollhouse represents. But we have reached a point in technology where AI can generate flawless visual and audio perfection with the click of a button.
Yeah, anybody can do it now.
Right. So perfection is no longer a rare human commodity. It's cheap. It's accessible to anyone with a laptop.
Wow.
So if you are an artist whose entire career was built on being perfect, how do you prove your value in an era of deepfakes?
You do the one thing AI can't do.
Which is?
You become imperfect. You show the cracks.
Yes. You lean into the dark, messy, raw human themes.
Because an algorithm can generate a perfectly pitched pop song, sure. But it cannot write a lyric like, kind of fucked up, but it's heaven to me.
It can't.
It can't pull that from a place of lived trauma, anxiety, and joy.
And it definitely can't simulate the exhaustion of taking out a multi-million-dollar personal loan to fund your dream.
Right. So Fallen Angel isn't just a commentary on fame. It is her weapon against obsolescence.
Oh, I love that.
She is intentionally stripping away the high-gloss K-pop filter to show us something so gritty and deeply rooted in her own psyche that a machine could never possibly replicate it.
It's a complete reclamation of her identity. She is drawing a line in the sand, essentially saying, you can steal my likeness, but you cannot simulate my humanity.
That drastically changes how I view this upcoming August 28th drop.
Doesn't it? It's not just a return to music. It's a declaration of sovereignty.
It really is. And as we watch this era unfold, it leaves us with a really critical question to mull over.
What's that?
What happens to the entire K-pop industry when the ultimate battle isn't about chart positions or album sales or hitting a global all-kill anymore? What happens when the real fight is for the basic human right to own your own face and voice in the digital age?
That is a terrifying thought to leave on.
It is, but it's where we are. You've been listening to StarScope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the stories shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.